Hey everybody, Tom here again for Shifter, a channel all about urban cycling and bike commuting. And are you the kind of person who loves a bike ride for the clarity of mind it provides, the peace, the calmness, the relaxation? Or are you the kind of person who gets on their bike and can't resist checking your phone every 2 seconds? Don't lie, I know you're the second type, because we all are. The tech companies have won. We're helpless to resist. So rather than trying to find a healthier balance in our lives, let's just embrace it. With that in mind, I asked on Twitter a couple of weeks ago for some advice from all of you about the best type of phone mount for your bicycle. Bicycle mount for your phone? Phone mount, the thing that holds your phone onto your bike. And today we're going to test them. We'll find the best one today. But before I detail the mounts themselves, I want to tell you how I'm going to judge these mounts. 4 categories to judge them in. So the first one is installation, whether it's easy or hard to get onto your bike. Number 2 is convenience, and this is more about like how easy or hard it is to get the thing onto your bike and off your bike. Number 3 is the security of hold, because I don't want my phone falling off of this thing and crashing on the pavement. Number 4 is the intangibles. This is sort of like the look and the feel and just sort of my thoughts about it. And the last one is 5, actually there's 5 categories. The last one is price, because I'm kind of a cheapskate and I don't want to spend any more money than I have to. The first one is a cheap ass clamp that I got from the dollar store. I actually can't even remember the brand because I've had this thing for so long. But anyway, it's an affordable clamp type. Number 2 is a waterproof bag. A few of you said you love this type, so I picked one up. It's by Rock Bros. Number 3 is the elastic type. There's lots of different varieties, but I went with this one by Nite. I reached out to the company and they're good enough to send me actually a couple of different samples, so I'll tell you a bit about both of those. And finally, we have the one that was, I have to admit, was the most highly recommended. We'll call this the locking type, and the brand here is Quad Lock. Quad Lock was also good enough to send me a sample, so we're gonna try it out. Okay, here's the first one, and like I said, this is one I picked up at the dollar store a couple of years ago, and it's got this clamp on it, and here's how it works. You unscrew, it's got a little bolt here, unscrew this, you just wrap it around your handlebar, and then screw it up again. Yeah, it's always a little awkward to get it on. There we go. And you can adjust it however you need to. Now, how does it hold the phone? So this was kind of a one-size-fits-all, but I've got an iPhone 11 Pro here, so let's see how it fits. See, it just sort of clamps in like that. No, Siri, I do not need you. Haha. Well, there's a problem. It hit all the buttons on my phone. So you have to be careful about where you clamp this thing. And there you go. That's how it holds it. You can rotate it however you need to and tighten it up. And so that's how it works. Pretty simple to get on. Let's go for a ride and see how it does. Okay, so that's the clamp style mount. So let's go through the ratings now. Installation, you saw it was fairly easy. They're all pretty easy actually. This one was actually among the trickier ones. I dropped that bolt a couple times and I had to go find it. So I'm gonna give it a score out of 10 of, I'm gonna give it about a 6. For convenience, undoing that clamp is really easy, and getting the phone in there is really easy, so I'm going to give it, it's quite good actually, I'm going to give it a 9. For security, I did not trust this one so much. You could see the phone bouncing around a bit on there. Whenever I hopped a curb or went over some bumps, it was rattling, and I was like, ooh, is the spring in that clamp really going to hold? So I am not feeling that great about it. The phone never fell out, but I'm still giving it a 4. For the intangibles, I'm gonna say this thing's really ugly. I hate cluttering up my handlebars unnecessarily, and this one is big and ugly, so I'm gonna give that a 2? Okay, but then for price, this thing costs like $9, so it was really cheap. I'm giving this one a 10 for price. All right, there's the clamp style. Moving on to the bag. This is from Rock Bros. It cost me $29.99. It holds your phone in the front, and it's got a bag inside. It even comes with a little waterproof thing here as well. You can carry other stuff in there too. So the way it works is you open it up, you take your phone and it sort of slides in. The Velcro holds it in place, so you can see your phone there. And then you put whatever you want in here. Put your snacks, I don't know, your wallet, I guess you could put in there. And then it mounts onto your bike like so. You sort of use these Velcro strips, and there's a strap around the front as well. It's a bit different than the others. It sits on the crossbar here instead of up on the handlebars. And so there you go. Let's take it for a ride. Let's do the ratings. So installation on that, I fumbled with it a bit, but it's actually pretty straightforward. Not perfect. I would say it's about, I'm gonna give it a 7. For convenience, it's actually a little tricky to get your phone in. You have to unzip that bag and tuck it in and then zip the bag back up. So for convenience, getting your phone in and out, maybe a 6. For security, it's actually really good. I never felt worried about my phone falling off. That thing is really secure on the bar there. Even going over bumps or hopping curbs, never worried about it. And even if it was to fall off, it's totally protected in that big bag. So for security, I'm gonna give it a 10 actually. It's really good. For the intangibles, I don't love that it's on the crossbar instead of the handlebars. I find it a little harder to sort of see the screen. The bag is convenient, but I actually don't need the bag, so I don't love that, and I actually find it quite kind of ugly sitting on my bike like that. I love the clean frame, and this sort of disrupts all of that. So I guess it depends on your perspective. The bag may be a plus for you. It's waterproof. Your bag is protected inside this bag, which I think for some people would be great. Lots of new phones are waterproof anyway, so it's a bit needless. So for me, it's not that great. So for the intangibles, I'm gonna give it maybe a 6. And for the price at $30 is not bad. I'm gonna give that a 7. All right, moving on. What's next? The elastic. Okay, so I've got 2 examples of the elastic. The company Nite was good enough to send me 2 types. One is for the stem and one is for the handlebars. I'll show you both of them. This one just wraps around your handlebars with this nice little elastic, and then you just clip it in to one of the holes. Bam, you're ready to go. This one goes around the stem. Same kind of idea. Let me take that one off. This one kind of, you just stretch it around, clamps it on there, and bam, you're ready to go again. And the phone and both of them is very similar too. You just sort of place it in here and stretch this around and lock it in place, and you're good to go. That's how that one works. I'll even show you, I'll show you the other one here. The way to get your phone into this one is you just sort of stretch the elastic around the corners of the phone, like so, and you're good to go. Let's take it for a ride. Okay, the elastic type. Let's go through the ratings. So for installation, you saw that, super easy. I like the ones that you can take on and off easily because I don't want to have it on. There's some rides when I don't want it, so if I can just take it off, great, or pass it on to a friend easily. I like that, so I'm gonna give this was the easiest one so far. I'm giving it a 10. A 10 for installation. The convenience of putting it in and out. I prefer the stem mounted one. I just like the look of it better. And just stretching that elastic around, no problem. I'm gonna give that for convenience, putting it on and off, I'm gonna give that one a 9 as well. For security, it's pretty good. I never felt worried about it. The elastic is nice and snug on there. No worries about damaging the phone because it's a nice soft rubber. And it was pretty secure. Both of them were. This one I felt less secure because you really have to make sure the corners are in these elastics properly. This one is just like, here, it's on and it's good to go. I'm gonna give it for security, I'll give it an 8. And then for the intangibles, one thing I quite liked that I hadn't even thought about with the other ones was that you could actually push the phone. You could touch the screen, hit the buttons, move it around a bit. You can do that on the other 2, but the clamp one was so loosely held, I was worried by tapping the phone, I was gonna pop it out of the case and crash. The Rock Bros one with the bag, you can push through that plastic cover, but it wasn't great. It wasn't as smooth as just touching the screen directly. And I also found a bit of glare from that plastic screen on that bag, so it wasn't as good. So for intangibles on this one, I like these ones. They're easy. They have a lower profile. They're not as big and ugly as the other 2, so I like it. I'm gonna give them an 8 as well. And then for price, they're a little bit cheaper than the bag. This one was about 25 bucks. This one was about 22 bucks. So pretty good. I'm gonna give it on the scale, I'm gonna give it a 8. There you go. On to the last one, which is the locking style. This is quad lock. And remember, this was the one that came, I'd say probably most highly recommended from the community. And so here's how it works. It's got a little device that attaches right to your stem. There's also a handlebar one, but they were good enough to send me the stem one, which I prefer. It's It's got these elastics that sort of wrap around and secure it in place. There we go. And what's different about this one is it comes with a case. And so the case is what actually locks in there. And so you sort of have to take your old case off, which I'm doing here. And let's see, putting the new one on. So you have to make sure you buy the right size case for your phone. And it's got a little device that just pops right in there. So you put it on 45 degrees. There, and it's locked in there. It's, once you get used to it, in and out is super easy. Just need a little practice. To remove it, you just reach under, pull this little clamp, and it pops right out. There's a little sort of movable thing here. So once you get used to it, in and out is really easy. Okay, let's take it for a ride. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention about the quad lock is that the case also comes with a cover. So if you're worried about waterproof or just a little extra protection, it comes with that, which is kind of nice. So let's get to the ratings for the locking type, in this case the quad lock. I was impressed. You know, I understand why people like this. Installation is a little bit trickier than the others. It doesn't go on and off as like some of the others do. I feel like it's more of a permanent solution. Once it's on there, you don't want to take it off. But it also has the best sort of the smallest profile. So when it's on the bike, it's not this big ugly thing anyway. So it's pretty good. So for installation, not the best. I'm going to give it a 7 for installation. Convenience, putting it on and off, it's pretty clever the way they've designed it. It's really well engineered. So I'm going to give that a 9. It's really good. For security, I had no concerns about this thing falling off. It feels really solid. I'm also going to give that one a 9. For the intangibles, I quite like it. You know, it's really, it just feels like it's good quality. The one downside of it is that you have to use the case, this locking device in the back of it, or you have to switch each time, which I'd say is not great. I think, especially if you have a case you love. So that's not great. So I'm going to pull that down maybe to about a 7. And then the price, this is the most expensive one. This one cost about close to, I better check. It's about $70 compared to the others, so the price is not great on it. I'm gonna give that a 5 for price because it is a lot pricier. And there you go. Let's do some math and see which one is the best. Okay, I did the math and fixed my chart, recognized I did it wrong, and all of you watching were probably watching the whole time waiting for me to realize it was wrong. But here's the scores. Clamp, 31, bag, 36, elastic, 43, and locking, 37. So yeah, I was a bit surprised by this. I actually thought the quad lock was going to win because it got so highly recommended, and I understand why. It is a super high quality, very good device. I actually think if you're a road biker or a mountain biker and you want something that's on there permanently, that you want something that's light, that weight is a concern for you, low profile is a concern, this is the one you should go for. And I actually think I will put this on my road bike and probably leave it there. But this is a channel about urban cycling and bike commuting. And I sort of surprised the elastic ones came up on top. And what it is, I think, is just the convenience of it. It's just on and off really easily. It's super simple. It just makes a lot of sense. There you go. I think if you want something that you can take on and off, share with friends, use it sometimes, not use it, go with the elastic type. This Nite one I've been quite impressed by. So also I highly recommend that quad lock. And if you've got stuff to carry, bag. Don't go to the dollar store and buy the clamp one. It was not good in any way. Spend a little bit of money. I hope that helps you make a decision for yourself. For me, I'll use one occasionally, but I actually like riding without having to look at my phone. I kind of like the break away from a phone when I'm on my bike. And when I'm riding and I feel notifications going off in my pocket, I just leave them there. So yeah, I hope this helps you make a decision. Anything that makes your bike life a little more convenient is good by me. So get out there and do what you need to do and ride as much as you can. Thanks for watching, everyone.